back in session, and spring sports are in full swing. That also includes esports. Hello, UNI Panther fans and Valorant fans alike. Welcome to the start of the spring 2025 preseason. Tonight, your UNI Panthers from Cedar Falls, Iowa, will play against their Missouri Valley Conference rival, the Murray State Racers from Murray, Kentucky. The Valorant team for UNI had their best finish in program history last semester, making it to the semifinals where they defeated Rollins College, where they were defeated by Rollins College in the semifinal matchup in Division 7 Central. UNI was able to maintain all active starters, where Murray State will lose one. But Murray State is coming off of a phenomenal fall 2024 season where they ended up winning the Division 7 West Conference title. Thank you for joining us on your Monday night. My name is Hunter, and I am joined in the booth by Brewer Dog. How are you doing today, Brew?
Doing all right. Kind of a late notice. We don't have our usual broadcaster tonight, Monty. Something came up, but I am, as someone who first started broadcast, I am more than willing to help out you guys and bring us back to some more classic good old UNI Valorant. So it's kind of great to be back in the booth again.
Yeah, great to have you here. I know Monty couldn't quite make it, so we're shouting out Monty as he is out there somewhere. So we are going ahead and getting started on Bind. As we see your UNI starters, it's going to be Mr. Circlaps, Pop-Tart, Favelit, Remy, and Beefman. Murray State's working with Claw, DNA Plays, Black Knight, Skylex, and Monkey Hyde.
Right now, Bind, usually when you watch Pro Bind, it's a very attacker side map, but at the collegiate level, it's a very defender side. And we see right away, Faveless can get some information on the Fade just by some jump peeks out, get some information. See that there's one here, see a dog. So they know that there's two coming up towards his side right now. He's going to fall back to the middle of the B site. Murray State's going to execute, and UNI just gets two. We're going to have one player rotate over, and here comes the execute from Murray State.
Yeah, I think UNI is doing a great job there as Beefman is able to get the first shot on Putty, but Fable gets traded out by Cyanide Line.
See that Pop-Tart's over here, kind of tucked over in this corner right now, just waiting for someone to peek out. Here comes one, finds one, just good for one for now. Murray State takes Pop-Tart's position, pushes a little bit further, but UNI is back on the site. They know where the bomb is. It's up to them to figure out, put together. Claw takes out Clap. It's just a 2 versus 3. They have no idea that Murray State is behind them.
Last player standing.
All up to Remy, holding it. Not quite enough. Murray State takes the first round of Bind.
Yeah, UNI kind of did a good job there. Of course, Beefman getting the first initial pick. I think what UNI needs to do better there is maybe communicate a little bit more. Notice that the showers was an opportunity to take. And if they kind of applied a little bit more pressure, maybe they would have gotten a couple more of those trades favorable for them. But we'll have to see, as this is the first game all season long for these two teams.
You know, like I said, a Bind at our level is a very attacker-sided map. It's hard to take these positions, and it's very hard for, at the college level, for people to retake. That's why there's a big struggle at our level. We're going to see right now Murray State's going to take some shower control, which is a big choke point, especially for attackers and defenders. Usually you see people fight for shower control, but it seems like UNI is just going to lay back with their weaker weapons, allow shower control to get taken over for now.
Already, just kind of slow pushing here, not really trying to give up too much of either hand. Nice little flash goes out, no value from that. And Beefman's kind of working back into the little entryway there.
They found my wife.
We're just going to see Murray State just keep control of Hall over here, over by A short. They haven't quite got the bomb down yet, but here we go. Bomb is down, and here comes the retake with short weapons. So the Beefman with the shorty finds one for the shorty. No one else.
And UNI needs to capitalize on that. Sorry, I interrupted you, Brew.
You're good. We're just working. It's the first match of the semester.
Absolutely.
Pop-Tart up in heaven. He has been spotted. He's trying to get a pick, but Putty snipes him down. It's just the final two players in U-Haul. There's not much to do besides just take lives. UNI might just try and go quick here. Someone's pushing in.
One enemy remaining.
Who finds ones? Oh, the favorite from Jordan. He gets taken down. Hoop for 3. Murray State 2-0 to start off this half.
Yeah, Hoop did a great job there on the engagement. What I really enjoy Murray State doing here is they're not doing a full push-in rush A site that we've seen, used against UNI quite well. They're picking the fights that they want to get. They're getting the trades that they need to get. And the interesting thing to note, too, is that typically UNI wins those first blood matches. And I feel like they're just not communicating enough to get it done.
We have yet to see round 3. Murray State looking for the bonus buy. We're going to see some aggression come out for the first time. Immediately shut down by the utility of Murray State. And Murray State going to get the orb. Murray State just going to either raise and showers, or just them trying to feel out for now. Claps trying to get control of some A over here. Murray State just laying back, just waiting for some UNI aggression to find a pick.
I do like to see this rotation here over to B side for Murray State. As Cyanide Lai is going to go ahead and get the pen kill on Favelet. That's huge value for Murray State.
Especially because now they're just one on A, and it's all up to Pop-Tart to just hold it down while wait for the rotate to come over. Clap's going to rotate over, but however, they are going to search it out, see no one's on, and ultimate comes out. It's going to be tough. However, Murray State going to fake B, go A, and they find a pick on the Beef Man. It's on a 3v5 retake for UNI.
UNI's kind of lost in regards as they're kind of stuck up in heaven, and that's going to be
Spike planted.
Shadowed off. Spike's going to be a clean plant for Hoop and a clean bomb plant for Murray State.
Satchel out.
Clap's going to get on top here. They find 2. That's good. It's 2v3. A little bit even now. Claps getting harassed by utility. Surprise is still alive. It's all up to Claps and his teammate up in heaven to figure it out. Claps on a defense to still have Remy up in heaven. He can't figure out much. It's just kind of stuck. Murray State just playing a patient game, win for peaks, and I think this round is over. Save your guns, get going.
Yeah, and that's exactly what UNI is going to do, as Murray State had a really good lockdown on multiple angles there. Again, just a really clean initial take. I think what UNI needs to do is they need to take more space in that A cubby, maybe go into A bath. But again, the reversal of E go A was really, really good textbook play for Murray State.
I really like that. I myself thought, all right, the B side's open, it's free, and they're just going to take B and go from there. But they used the Sky ultimate and immediately just go straight to A. And I'm starting to question if they really needed to fake that hard for the Sky ultimate. However, they're up 3-0, so what am I to say?
Blinded.
And, it's kind of forcing UNI on a buy here as Pula and Mr. Circlap's able to go ahead and get trades, force the 4v4. Hoop getting tons of information with the Wolf. And same thing with Favelet. So it's going to be interesting to see how Favelet's going to use this Marshall here down B long.
Now we just have Murray State scattered about, peeking around. It's kind of hard to work together, especially when you're down one. You and I have to capitalize, take some space. Now that they're traded out, I did not catch that. Pola found in the showers. Ever Claps by himself over at this mid-range. He's going to get beaten 2. Takes a hit off 1. He's not ready for the second one. He's going to get swung behind and shot in the back by Hoop.
Yeah, just right idea. You want to go ahead and reset, but of course, this Murray State team's kind of working in pairs here in the later bits of the first rounds, and it's really benefiting them in another clean plant.
30 seconds
Seems
left.
like you and I also forgot that Hoop was still in showers, found the pick, and then the A side's opens up to a 2v3 retake for Pop-Tart and Fave. And with lesser weapons, it's not possible. Polar, another shot in the back. Favelet gets his head taken off. Pola, 4-piece. Murray State, right now, taking the space when they get the kills, and UNI just kind of leaving themselves wide open.
Yeah, like we saw there, Hoop with, I think, several 3 kills in the first couple rounds, and then Pula there going for a 4K in the 4th round, able to get it done. Their clutch makers are kind of playing as free as they want, and UNI just is still trying to figure things out.
UNI still just defaults and nothing really changes made. Immediately aggressive to showers. Murray State using utility well, and Claps now getting harassed by the erase utility. Ultimate comes out for the breach, and this A site is just being collapsed on. Get to some shelter, UNI.
Putty is going to go ahead and kind of press the angles there. Does as trades come out for Mr. Circlaps. Remy goes down as well. Putty and Murray State looking at a 4v3 plan.
Murray State yet again take control. The bomb's not down yet. They're just waiting a little bit for the bomb down, try to get control. The bomb is over. It's fake. They swap over the B for the early rotate, and it's staying. Murray State maybe a little overzealous.
No, I think they're meaning to fake it out. As you can see, Beefman and our Fade player went to B because they heard the A teleporter. So there's those audio cues where you're drawing people off of A. I guarantee you Murray State is going to try and plant A again.
Beefman stepped out of heaven. It's off the pop.
30
hold this by
seconds
himself
left.
in a 1v4 take, and Boob's going to get the bomb down.
Spike
Pop-Tart by
planted.
himself and U-Haul. Can't do much about it. Has to be good for 2 here at least. Instead, how one stepped it through. Gets a second one. It's all up to him. Just take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, Pulu's got a couple good shots. Nice headshot!
Woo!
Getting 4!
Does not need to be good for 2. Good for twice that. Pop-Tart finds 4 and gets around for UNI to start us off.
And what a great job by Pop-Tart there, re-engaging, initially seeing in that sliver of a pixel, seeing that there was a Murray State player right there, and just use the Valorant, or using the Val, pen through the wall, get the first kill, follow up with the second. Kind of got a little shaky there against Pula down the long range. Got the headshot on the sky. Excellent play by Pop-Tart.
I'm quite surprised Murray State, once they got the info where he was, they didn't just try and rush him down. I thought he'd be done once he got the first pick, but that wasn't the case. And leave him alive. He gets 4, and that's what we want.
Hopefully UNI can capitalize on this momentum here, as Murray State's going to try and focus again on showers.
So again, Favela just shoulder peeking still again while they wait for the breach to come over here. Murray State just grabbed the orb. Now they're rotating back to their own spawn site as their Cypher makes way through up mid and hookah, just taking control. Maybe they're going to use a teleport again. We have no idea. Silent on all front. UNI not doing much, just waiting.
Can't use that.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see this rotate. Maybe UNI might recognize that, as it's going to be a full B push for Murray State. Pop-Tart getting an early pick on Buddy. Unfortunately, gets traded out. Favela to get picked. He picks up 2, gets traded out by Cyanide Lie. Mr. Circlaps in the smoke. Is he going to pop out and take Cyanide and hopefully take down this Brimstone?
I believe he might just be waiting for the
30
smoke to
seconds
drop
left.
when we first ready.
Enemy
Remy
remaining.
finds 1. It's just a bomb carrier now. Claps still not
Last
known
player
behind.
standing.
I've got your trail.
Maybe now he is. Gotta be aggressive. Ultimate comes out. Does it get him? Yes, he does. Claps. Clutches up. Uses the launcher. Takes it down. 2-4 UNI.
And it was a little bit excessive there at the end using that launcher, but if you want to guarantee a kill, of course, Murray State's been clutching it pretty good, so get the kill confirmed. Exactly what he did. UNI currently down 2-4.
I do admit that was a bit excessive, a bit costly, especially being up in 3-1. Could have been executed a lot better, but UNI 3 ultimates up now after that round. They got a lot to use for utility. Here we go. Round 7.
Be interesting to see if Murray State's going to go ahead and force that B. Maybe UNI understands now that they fake the B and then kind of rotate quickly to A. So as you kind of see here, the 2-4 setup that they got going on, trying to keep sight lines and trying to keep that information alive.
Favelet keeps his head to himself, and Pop-Tart uses ultimate early to just try and keep Murray State away from this B side, but they have yet to see the Viper's pit. Now they do. Just trying to stall him out. Murray State, now they're going to rotate back through mid, and we see a little bit of take from here. Remy and Claps over down by A-site mid. Ready for anything.
Ula's going to have to deal with Remy and Mr. Sir Claps. Well executed by Murray State.
Both sides clear. That's not what you want. You got to get one there. UNI, everybody's drowning over from B over to the A side quickly. And
Spike planted.
here's going to be a hard retake, 3 versus 5. Beefman up in heaven where he usually is, and Pop-Tart slowly working down to the U-Haul area. Just got to wait for smokes to drop before they can push.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do this retake from heaven here. Fablet picks up one.
Last player standing.
And the 2 players from UNI go down.
Fablet's just good for one, and couldn't quite find the person in U-Haul in time. Pop-Tart with Sheriff gets his head taken off. 5-2, Murray State.
Yeah, again, I feel like UNI has been really lacking on the retakes because they're giving so much space initially to Murray State, and they're just giving up so much more information. And you kind of want to see that work a little bit better with that Viper raise, you know, because you're able to take a lot of space and get a lot of information. I remember that UNI typically on their good bind rounds will take that middle space of like A short, get all that information, take away showers, and kind of navigate from the middle of the map there.
UNI on a shorter buy here, just like last round. Gonna make do with the weapons they have, save up so they can get back again. And Cyanide Life and Pops are over by the B site. Fablet trying to get a trade back with the Sheriff and can't do much. UNI has control of showers, but it's a loss of Pop-Tart's life over at B Hookah. Pula just holding an angle, leave shower, go. Murray State, now they got the pick over, so they're just gonna keep pushing this B site. Up to Fablet to just hold Hookah for Classic or a Sheriff. Who's gonna dog out, find B sites quite open. Gonna start pushing up. Fablet finds one, the Sheriff finds a second, gonna get the third. He's good for 2, that's what you need. UNI still not rotating over though.
No, because Fablet's working in the corner.
The bomb is making its way on the B site. Fablet gonna try and go again. He still has a Sheriff on it. UNI just now rotating over. He's gonna get smoked out. Tags one, but it's not enough. UNI in a 3v3 with lesser weapons. Making their way over to elbow and back haul. Remy taps one, Claps, finds one with a weapon he picked up off the ground. 3 versus 2. His head gets taken off trying to entry.
Last player standing.
But the Beef Man
One enemy remaining.
finds the pick. He's got to push him. He has to push him. It's too late. UNI. It's going to be tough to try and get through this. He's not taking the fake. Who playing patient, and it pays off. Murray State,
Diffuse.
even after Fablet's just heroic attack with the Sheriff, takes another loss in this round.
Yeah, that's going to be the toughest thing here that, you know, you and I wish they could have that one back, and I feel like it might have been just one of those, you know, utility usage. Maybe Beefman needed to be a little bit more aggressive to get that kill confirmed because he knew he was down B long. It just, you know, being able to go in, maybe get that kill confirm, because either you get the kill confirm or you die or you suffer what actually happened there. But you and I down 4.
Especially because that first pick off Pop-Tart in the round was over by there, but Fablet finds 2 with the Sheriff and even snags a third maybe. Claps. Wins the shower peak. Murray State now down their raise. It's really good. Well, he gets over aggressive. He sees Hoops, keeps his head, falls back. Fablet swapped the sides over to the teleport, and he finds a pick off this off angle. Murray State not ready off these angles, and they're already down 2. Hoop does trade back Collapse over in showers.
Yep, Hoop able to get it done. Beefman trying to get it poked out. Does a nice bait out. Does get tagged though.
You will retreat, just hold the angle, drop a smoke down just in case they push. But Murray State doesn't really have a bomb site they can go to if where they're positioned. They're gonna come over to short over here. Just take a little bit of time. Push up slowly, UNI. Waiting for the voice, the audio. They can't hear anything. Yoda comes up to a U-Haul, but Remy's ready for it. He gets traded out, but he's good for one. And Pop-Tart, Beefman shoots out. Can't do much.
Yeah.
Developer comes over, is at the Pop-Tart to stop this B hit.
10 seconds left.
Finds one, aim's not good, kicks
One
ahead.
enemy remaining. Spike planted.
1v1 by
Last
himself,
player
and now it's up to
standing.
Favourite. Yet again, show some heroics.
Take hold.
Got a ton of information with that initial tag there, and Claw's down to 1 HP. It's a one tap. Favourite at 100.
You know,
Deep breaths, everyone.
utility was there, but still, the reaction time can always just not go in your hand. Favourite, been really good for UNI this whole half. Best he can
Absolutely.
I did. Again.
Also, to note for folks on the stream, we got the names for Murray State and UNI kind of flip-flopped, so just be mindful of that as well. So I don't know how else to say that.
You know, I tried fixing that. I was like, okay.
Nah, you're
I was
good,
like, it's
man.
going to be this way because attacker side, but I couldn't quite remember. Gotta make this quick,
Bring them down.
please. 'Cause I know it's paused right now. There we go.
Yeah, nah, you're good.
I've got your trail. Where are you?
Ooh, already initially Favourite going ahead, looking down B long, and it's going to be a full B push by Murray State. We'll see if they get one of those nice rotations out, but so far it looks like they're going to be committed here.
Three. Hawk out.
And I have 4 on the site. Favourite finds 1, but it's up to the Rays on the site. Favourite gets taken down, and Pop-Tart finds 2 with the Sheriff. Pop-Tart and Favourite, this duo is almost unstoppable, but now UNI in a 2v1 versus Pola. Pola, Murray State's been really good. It's up to them to just take it down. Rage and Remy and Beefman take down the star of Murray State so far.
Love the Remy shotgun. Really looking forward to see how he's going to utilize this. First gets some vision, sees him in the corner, recognizes that. It's going to be a 2v1 on B. And Pula's going to rotate out. UNI recognizes that. And Pula with the bomb is going to rotate all the way back to A.
It's going to be a
30
free
seconds
site.
left.
UNI just waiting for a teleport. Wait on the spawn. They know they can play utility. That happens. Goes back to B. UNI kind of caught their pants down. Beefman rotated early. It's a race for Remy and Pola to this B site. Wide open, and Remy drops him down.
Very good IQ play for UNI, of course. Murray State doing a great job at doing those bait switches with the teleporters, getting the audio cues, but UNI kind of understands one step ahead in a well-executed last match.
Murray State, after that round, kind of on a poor econ. We're going to see some awkward sheriffs, maybe a shotgun to try and get a pick. They just want to invest a little bit, get ready for the next round, just to get one more round on. Round 11, 4-6, Murray State for now.
Get some information there down A short.
I'm pulling them in.
Beefman catches the shoulder but doesn't commit. The Rays ultimate comes out for Murray State, and that's going to be Remy. That's going to be collapsed down the showers. Beefman's not aware. They're still behind. Plant's coming down. Beefman just trapped in the showers and gets his head taken off. Ultimate comes out by Remy to try and stop this plant and get some players off the site. Remy takes the
Spike
bump.
down A.
The plants are down, and UNI now working back through the shower side. Gonna try and spray down Putty. That does not happen. It's Remy all by himself over on the site to just try and stop the bomb plant from happening. And rotate's gonna happen. I know it's a fake. Remy's gonna be the first one to stop over the B site.
And again, another nice rotation. Pula gonna go ahead and get the plant. Cyanide Lie gets
planted.
Pop-Tart, so it's going to be a 2v3 retake now for UNI.
Favorite does get the last man left behind Mercy over A site. It's going to be a tough retake for this 11th round, but UNI, they can't commit for this. They know they kind of have to, especially there ain't much left. Favorite.
It's
No
all
utility,
gonna
trying
come
to hold
down
his
to-
ult, peeking onto it, and I think this round's over.
I'll find
Well, it's all going to come down to angles and see if they can go ahead and get that corner
Last player
pot.
standing.
Fakes the plant. Pod able to get it done. Tries to get the trade out, but a thrifty for Murray State.
UNI
Last
taking a
round
loss
before
with
the
a thrifty.
switch.
You know, that shower control is really good. However, once they lost the first man, once they lost Collapse, Beefman was caught off guard and pinched together. And because they were pinched together, UNI couldn't get the trade and became a 3v5. It's hard to win these 3v5s.
I'll be honest, Brew. I think at this point, if you're UNI and you're down 3, go ahead and just break out the Odin. I'm just saying, break out the Odin,
There.
and you'll feel better. Win or lose, you'll feel better.
We do see UNI buying everything they can. Pop-Tarts using the pit right away again. Pola going to be the first attack on showers. UNI staying back from showers because they know how hard it's been to control this site over here. Not much to be said. Murray State just holding showers, holding this position. UNI ready, hiding on the boxes on A site. Zero aggression over on the B side, however. UNI is just holding an angle, especially because I heard the Viper pit. He popped out.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing here is Murray State does a good job at kind of taking the games that, or takes the engagements that they want, and they do very good coordination there. As we see a couple utils already coming out, Hob taking down Beefman.
Spike planted.
Putty gonna take out Surclass from U-Haul. Remy's still in the corner of A site. Phase utility comes out. Remedy finds one. Knows where the second one is. Finds the second. They know the rest are over at short thanks to the utility, but it's all up to Favelet and the rest of the squad to figure it out. They faked the bomb, trying to get one to pick. Still faking it. Favelet not good enough for her yet.
Tries to get a couple pen shots on, can't do it. Pop-Tart's going to go ahead and try and defuse inside the smoke. Remy picks up, he's got 3, gets traded out, and a clutch situation for UNI at the half, down 2.
Switching
You know, we
sides.
did spend that whole half kind of bashing UNI, but to be fair, that was a good round. That was a good half for UNI. 5-7, especially initially when they're going down 4 rounds, working back 5 rounds yourself. That's quite tactile.
Yeah, and I think UNI is going to get more comfortable as this game progresses into the later rounds. Of course, offense is a little bit more difficult for UNI, whereas they're typically more a defensive-minded group. However, when you're dealing with, you know, the Brimstone, the Cypher, the Sky, maybe you might be able to kind of break up that synergy and get a lot more information with your current composition.
UNI gonna begin with some short aggression and just both players with utility out. Clap just gonna entry hard into the site, pick up Cyanide to get a free classic out of it. UNI already have the A site by themselves.
Yeah, excellent job of being aggressive by Mr. Surclaps. Unfortunate that you do get the trade, but you get an early plant and kind of set up there for a good retake.
Pop-Tart getting pinched between short. He gets traded out. It's up to players on site.
And I think that was the right idea by UNI. And of course, knowing that they're short, it's all going to come down to gunplay.
Ruben Putty. Team pushing out. Fail finds one. He's still a bit
One
short.
enemy
Catch out
remaining.
the other.
Last player standing.
Collapse with the classic. Has to keep this bomb down. There's still full time to plant. Just trying to spray through the box. It's just a bit awkward, but Clap just gonna play ring around the rosy. Gonna keep him down. A hoop can't do much. Clap just being annoying. UNI taking the first pistol round. He even takes his head off for it. Clap to the 3-piece.
Yeah, Mr. Surclaps again showing why he is a really high-level player for this team. Getting 3 that first initial round after the half. Did a great job at being aggressive, taking out the Brimstone. which is the most important player on defense, in my opinion. And just kind of letting it walk from there. Doing a great job there, playing with the boxes, getting a couple hit markers through the boxes, kind of getting Murray State on the back heel. Great job.
That was, yeah, especially a great satchel player right there. Just immediately jumping over, especially when he caught the Brimstone by himself in both utility. He knew he'd be exiting out by U-Haul and finds a free pick from it. Utility comes off from UNI, but just gunshots being sprayed to get U-Haul. Slowly pushing over to A side. Another son behind the boxes, and Hoob catches Beefman off guard, but Claps good for 2 with his Spectre.
And he's on fire too. FaZe, an absolute great character for Mr. Sir Clap.
Murray State, just with some pistols, still has some utility to keep the side to themselves. Just want to stop the bomb play, but I don't think that will happen. Bomb down. 2 players in U-Haul trying to get this retake with just pistols.
Going to be so difficult.
1 enemy remaining.
And difficult.
Just like that. Yeah, I think we kind of knew where that was going to happen after the initial plan. Of course, UNI doing an excellent job again, initiating the contact. And again, Mr. Sir Claps, I think being aggressive is what's really gotten this game to be tied like it is. And awesome job here by Favelet 2 going 15, 12, and 9. You know, there's a whole host of really great players on UNI who we've kind of talked a little bit about today so far in this matchup, but just a great synergy from this team.
UNI kind of on an awkward bye here. Too many deaths in the previous round to get a full buy going on. However, we're going to see some shower plays. We're taking showers, and Claps and Fela gets gunned down to 2-star players. Now it's up to the rest of the bunch.
And that's exactly what you need to do when you're going to counter a hard A push like UNI typically has done. This is what UNI needed to do when they were on defense. Push through showers, get the early picks. Now UNI down 2. And they are kind of lost. They don't know where or how they're going to plant.
I think they're just trying to retrieve weapons, Beefman, especially because he just has a frenzy. Just wants to get this weapon without losing his life.
And Pop-Tart with only 6 health is kind of one tap.
Just trying to get rid of the Cypher utility without taking it. Gets rid of it, but they know at least one's nearby.
Yeah, at this point, I would love to see them copy what Murray State does and kind of does a fake rotate out, maybe get them confused, because UNI either commits one way or the other. They haven't really baited a point. As you can kind of see, it's a 3-2 for B site, so UNI might need to take A if they want to try and get this plant with 17 seconds left.
Ramby's got an utility out. The U-Haul bomb's going to get on site. Smoke out.
10 seconds left.
Fakes the plant. Caught out with his knife. UNI.
Down A.
Just be better to save these weapons at this point. They're all gone. Murray State, 8-7.
I think the issue there is that Beefman should have just planted in the smoke and let the Murray State player come to him versus him going out and around, because you don't have information on that A side of where they are. So if you're just going to dash around boxes with no information, I don't know if that was the right play or what was being discussed, but I think UNI needs to bounce back on this one.
UNI back on a full buy though. Everybody has equal weapons skill, so we'll see what happens. A lot of shower aggression coming out immediately, just trying to get this ult board. They straight out, nothing's gonna happen from that. Shower is just a frenzy of bombing. UNI is still trying to push through it. They're gonna grab the ult orb. Murray State is clearing out mid though with Hoob.
I think that is a really good play there with the Viper down A short, just sort of kind of cut him off. And if UNI kind of recognizes this now, of course the bomb plan is in showers. I almost want to see maybe try and rotate out and around, because you have that right now.
Sticking in showers. They do have at least 2 players ready for the showers peak with Polo holding it. We still have Pop-Tart over by B side, ready to push the hookah. He's gonna come out. Clap's gonna hard entry. Ultimate comes out from the fade. They clear off the bomb site. UNI do some slow clear out, but the bomb site's free. They're not pushing fast enough to take what they have.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, I think UNI needs to play a little bit more aggressive here. Fablet's going to go ahead and get the plant. Oh, he fakes the plant. 2 members of Murray State go down.
He kind of got forced off that plant, though. He didn't want to die to that utility, and the plant finally goes down. You see his low health. Trades come out. Fablet's going to go off-site. Beefman hiding out by the U-Haul.
Nice trade by Beefman.
1 enemy remaining.
Pop-Tart able to take out the Cypher on the reload.
Cyanide lie.
I think it's cyanide lie. At least that's how I've been pronouncing it. Gets toxin mollied out. It's gonna try and bait out, and he is just gonna save.
It's not a bad idea, especially because you can take a hero rifle in the next round. You're not just gonna teleport away, keep their weapons. That was a great push out by Claps. That round does not get started until Claps util's out, and the ultimate coordination from Favelet gets him a free sight, ties it back up 8-8.
So now I'd love to see UNI maybe kind of go with the A push again. Maybe if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But as we see Beefman looking over B side, this might actually be a really interesting play if they go ahead and decide to push B.
Well, they do know after last round that they are going to be low in the economy. So they're going to do the best they can to just, you know, change things up a bit, especially because both teams are low in the economy. And UNI knows for sure that Murray State cannot buy fully.
And down B long, 3 members of UNI with the bomb planter of Beefman. Might not be even interacting with anything, but already location revealed there for Beefman, so a little bit of value there for Murray State. Tons of information.
They still aren't moving out of this hookah. They're just kind of setting up a camping trip in this hookah right now. Nobody's budged a spot. Murray State still has showers. They're going to start pushing on showers, get the information that, hey, nobody's here at this A site.
Fablet's going to get blinded. And Mr. Circlap's trying to go into B. Gets traded out. Raging Remy picks out Hobbs. Buddy with the Bucky takes out Pop-Tart.
Go ahead.
Favelet's still trying to clear out this hookah, but the stall from the hookah squad just allowed to rotate over, and UNI uses an ultimate. Favelet might get caught reloading. That he does, and that's just unfortunate. It's still going to be a tough bounce back for UNI, but there is a chance. Beefman going to take the bomb over through hookah, but there is still this Tejo over here ready to knock him down, and Claw doesn't get the one tap. Beefman keeps life. That's really surprising.
He's going to go ahead and initiate that on... I think UNI is going to try and look for kills now. Less than 5 seconds left.
Last player standing.
And Beefman nowhere near sight. Gets taken down. And the advantage now goes to Murray State.
No more doubt.
UNI very cautious on that round. Couldn't quite figure out the B site. They weren't sure what to do, especially because nobody's really shown the aggression that they were showing before. So those 2 hookah players had a really fun camping trip, and UNI couldn't figure out how to be the bears to take them down.
I'm kind of looking at it here. Hob, Claw, Putty, all in positive KD. Cyanide Lag as well with positive KD. So really nice to see that they are getting those kill confirms.
Early shower aggression coming up from Murray State, but UNI is going to start working up through A short. Going to pull back actually. Go back to showers. I'm not so sure about this play.
I mean, it's a pretty big commit in a pretty small area there. Mr. Circlaps tries to get it out, but Beefman trades out Pula.
The trade does come out, but you do lose Claps, and Pop-Tart trying to lurk is taken out by the Murray State Cypher. UNI back at a man disadvantage.
And, of course, you'd like to see that go down a little bit better. Of course, Mr. Circlaps, as they were able to get that hit as Cyanide Blade takes out Favelet. You just hope some of these
Last
interactions
player
are
standing.
kind of in your favor, and right now UNI is not getting those.
Cyanide Light, three-piece. UNI needs to get a hold of their economy. I think that's been an issue with a lot of the choices they made so far this whole map, is that their economy is just always a half bars and fully up to what they want, so they always make these awkward calls and are just not too sure what to do, especially because they can't get full rifles for ammo and for utility.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that they're overcommitting on their utility usage too, which I think is playing into your comment there, Beefman, about their econ, is that, you know, they're either trying to get all guns and they don't have much util to play around with, so they got to play a little bit less aggressively, like maybe a lot less than they probably want to. And you see it here, they're going to go in at showers.
Polo playing back in the shower corner, just trying to get a picking, and Claps ready this time. He remembers from his mistakes. Favelet finds it too as they line up, and this is just a free A site.
Yeah, UNI is going to need to watch the angles here as Putty and Sky going to have to rotate out and around.
I think Murray State's just going to try and save it at this point. It's going to be increasingly hard to retake. They can't teleport over. Then you're just going to camp over at attacker's spawn and try and save their weapons.
I think they're going to maybe try and get a couple kills too, maybe take more of that econ away from UNI, as this was a very clean round for UNI. Of course, this is probably what they wanted to do last round, but of course you lose that trade, you use too much util in showers, that kind of becomes an issue. So we actually seen
One enemy
the positive
remaining.
side of the play as Mr. Circlaps able to take down Hoop.
Yeah, especially because last round, Claps wasn't ready for the off angle from Pola, and Murray State just kind of pushed getting Claps on. But what happened this time is that Murray State, they aligned over each other, and Phala was able to find two because they're just playing on top of each other's bodies.
Can I get a drop?
So it now brings UNI's deficit down to 1. What do you think UNI needs to do here to kind of win the next 3?
I think, like you've said the whole time, they gotta just start taking map control. They've really struggled with it. They can't just leave a player out somewhere else. If they're gonna commit to a bomb site, they gotta get map control of the bomb site they want to commit to. And another thing that's been happening is that Pop-Tart's been lurking over by B by himself, and 3 of those times when he's by himself, he just loses his life, and UNI is playing a 4v5 every time due to that.
Interesting to see this B push coming out from UNI. It's an all B push. So if they're going to commit, they need to kind of be a little bit more aggressive here, or they need to rotate around.
This B push has been tough due to the Cypher using all its utility on it. They're going to just use a Raise nade to just try and clear all of it so they push on it freely.
Tries to get the initial pick on Pula. Pula can't.
Last year made the entry, just clearing angles the best he can before he commits to it. Pop-Tart slowly clearing up this hookah. They're kind of thinking about the teleport right now too.
Yeah, you got to be thinking about that too. Of course, you're on a 3v5, but it's not one that you really want to
Face your
initiate
fear!
yourself in.
Bring them. Mark 1. Where are
Fatal comes out, the teleport comes out too. They're going to leave 2 here. Fatal finds 1, but now it's up to the shower players to get through, and they get stalled out by utility. The bomb's just kind of stuck here, and Murray State played it well, but the bomb is still going to commit on there. Beefman gets the divide coming down. He has to stop the plant. It's going to go down now.
Oh, you got to commit to that
Last
plan.
player standing. Spike down A.
And I think that was the thing that you and I really needed to do, is they needed to commit to the plant. They kind of waited too long on that B side. Of course, the fade ult
Mow them down.
was beneficial, got them the space that they needed, but they needed to be more aggressive. They're thinking too much, and that's what's causing them these late rounds.
I do believe, though, that while they could have committed to the plant, they could have chose a better spot to plant the bomb. Planting out in the open like that was not the greatest, and it left Beefman, as he realized it a little too late. His back is open to U-Haul. Any player swing out from there can just get the bomb planter, and that's what happened. Player swing out from U-Haul, bomb planter goes down, and that's just 2 ultimates gone to waste from UNI.
UNI down 2, trying to come back in this one. Best of 1 in the placement matches.
UNI committed a lot of util to this shower. I'm not sure how great that'll be.
I have the spike.
But UNI is ready to push on the shower, and Pop-Tart slowly worked himself up A short for free. Might get a pick off it. He's looking the wrong way. He does get the head though for free.
Yeah, really good reaction play.
Life and now the position they had just gone. UNI not ready for this lurk coming out from Hoop from behind them as they enter on the site.
Yeah, that's going to be a big play there. Mr. Circlap's going to use the ultimate. Doesn't find anybody there. Back in Hookah. And Hob taking out one. Raging Remy gets the trade. And it's going to be a 3v1. No! Hula and Claw able to go ahead and get it done.
UNI down 3 rounds to win 3 just to get to overtime. It's going to be quite tough for them to figure this one out.
Match point.
Yeah, I think in the later rounds here, UNI's just not... Maybe they're playing too tense. They're thinking too much. They're not getting the correct plans. Maybe they're just being a little too nervous here coming against the West Conference champs. But it could come down to, you know, UNI did have a good set of series earlier on in the first half. Maybe we can see that magic happen again.
3 rounds for UNI to push it to OT, just to work even more hard in the OT. Round 22, beginning with Matilda get B side. Beefman gonna push into Hookah. Scouts out 1, he hears that they're 2, and UNI just gonna start pushing up slowly again. Claps gets sprayed through the smoke and King gets traded out. It's up to Fable to try and piece one together. One snipe down, basically low as can be. Beefman. Here's the
Able to get the
takes
pen
him down.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 4v4 on B. Davelet, Pop-Tart, able to pick up Cyanide Lie.
Pop-Tart gonna use his Viper pitch, trying to get a free bomb site, but Hoob's just gonna spray through it.
Which that's the exact right play that you want to play, kind of get that initial plan, but you need to get the plan off in that Viper ultimate, and he does.
Hoop still playing his elbow claw, finds one. We're staying now on site. Remy.
My ultimate is ready.
Hookah player is down. It's up to Pop-Tart on the site. And Claw gets caught out of utility. It's up to Hoop to work his way through the Viper's pit. Here's the footsteps. Walks into his crosshair. Pop-Tart. Excuse me.
Pop-Tart coming up huge there at the end, getting the 3-man and just, you know, playing very patiently. I really did like the Viper play. Of course, now you're playing with no ultimates versus 3, and you still got to win 2 more just to push it into OT. So an uphill battle for UNI, but you do see some glimmers of hope here.
There is a chance, though, if they take this round, Murray State's economy is going to go down in the dumps. And well, that should mean easy news for UNI. They haven't had the best bouts against Murray State's Thrifties.
And again, it's going to come down to this Showers play. I feel like a lot of value comes through here as initial information comes out. Beefman able to get the early pick on Cyanide Live.
UNI's starting to realize they can push up short for free, and that's what they do here. Beefman pushed up short for free, finds a pick out of it, and Pop-Tart by himself just trying to hold down over by A, because they know there will be alert coming out.
Nice job by Beefman, kind of working away around Showers, taking UNI, giving that space. Putty can't quite do it as Putty is the one who takes Mr. Circlap. Pop-Tart taking down Hoob, Putty, Raging Remy, and UNI is going to have to force the rotate to B.
UNI can't do much also because the Cypher ultimate comes out, the rotation's revealed, they're just scattered. Just dogs hunting deer right now. Murray State trying to get the last 2 UNI members down to get this map over with, but they're taking their time and trying to recommit to this A site. If Beefman goes down with a bomb, I'm not sure what Pop-Tart can do to recover this game. He turns away.
Last player standing. Spike down.
Yeah,
A.
and that's just not the right decision that you want to have there. You want to stick with your bomb planter. Pop-Tart's going to try and rotate out and around. Picks up Claw.
What did you do there?
Yeah, there's not much you can do there. And unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, UNI loses their first placement match of the day to Murray State, their Missouri Valley Conference rivals, 13-10. Good effort, though, by UNI. Just, you got the first game kind of jitters, but that's done away with. And yeah, at least got 2 more matches tonight yet to play.
Our next team is yet to be determined, but this UNI squad had glimpses of hope. We saw some really good plays coming out from Favourite. Favourite came ready to play, and that's what you want to see. At least one member's ready to play. The rest have some work to do, especially because we know this UNI squad can be a lot better. Some coordination needs to be worked out. 2 more matches left tonight. UNI yet to be determined. See you guys at 8 p.m. in a 6-minute break.
Hello, UNI Panther fans and Valorant fans alike. Welcome back to the Spring 2025 Preseason. Your UNI Panthers from Cedar Falls, Iowa will play against the Briarcliff Chargers from Sioux City, Iowa. Both teams lost in their initial matchups in today's preseason, where Briarcliff lost their match 13-9 against Northern Virginia Community College, while those of you who stuck around at 7 o'clock saw UNI fall 13-10 against Murray State. My name is Hunter, and joining me in the booth is Brewdog. Brew, we're ready for game 2. How about you?
I'm ready for game 2. We've had everyone has had issues with the League of West website. There's a lot of matches going on right now. There's Call of Duty League going on. There's hundreds and hundreds of Valorant games going on. So League of West is unable to handle the load right now, but we are able to get our next round, which is Briarcliff Gold.
Yeah, really excited for this matchup, of course. Kind of looking at this roster for the Chargers, it's going to be Hariri, Colby, Mocha, Lilith Bay, and Freight, while your UNI Panthers are going to be Favelet, Pop-Tart, Mr. Sir Claps, Beefman, and Remy. Lotus, have you ever played Lotus before, Brew? How you feel about this match?
I've played it a few times. I know, look, I shouldn't be saying this. Our boys love Lotus. All right. Our boys love Lotus. So,
yeah, kind of looking back at the regular season, Lotus, UNI went 4-0 in the regular season for Lotus.
Yeah, that's... We love this map. We love this map. I know especially our previous IGL and current coach, Monty. He has the strats, and whenever he gets in these guys' ears, this Lotus map just goes smooth sailing for our UNI boys.
Yeah. Sorry, correction there. They went 50%. They went 2-2 on Lotus.
You know what? This map's horrible. We should have picked a different map. Okay.
You know what? I think their best map pick actually is... You got the choice of Haven, Ascent, Abyss, Icebox, and Bind from last year. And considering that UNI has retained most, if not all, their starters, you know, you could use that data, and that's useful. But here we are, Lotus, starting it up here, Brew.
UNI immediately going to aggress over to Tree over here to just pick up the ult orb. You know, one thing we didn't do was talk about the player comps. We can do that next round, but UNI has some weird picks going on for the player picks. Favelet gonna trade out Claps, and we're gonna see they're just gonna leave behind Remy. Over on the C side, they're gonna have one player clear on the C side by itself. Pop-Tart does go down, but Remy's just gonna hold over by boxes over here.
Drone going out.
Pop-Tart's gonna go ahead,
back.
Use some of that information.
Pop-Tart just holding on the C side, and UNI just being wary that there could be a push through B. They're ready to push through door over here, and that they do. They do see a smoke come up of the Pop-Tart to hold the C side by himself right now. The door pops open. Here we go.
Pop-Tart might have the angle, sees the flick of the gun, and able to pick up 2.
Spike down, C.
Finds 2 off some awkward shots. The third man, Lilith Bay, just dodges ahead enough. It's up to Remy and Favelet to put it together, and that they do. UNI take the piss around of this Lotus map on the defender side.
Make peace with yourself.
Oh, that was awkward.
Yeah. That was awkward, but you know, you get on top of those boxes, you get the angles, you're able to execute, and a really initial statement for UNI starting off this game 2.
What was great, though, is the classic silencer allowed Pop-Tart to just, even though, you know, he doesn't want to talk about it. There's a few whiffs. Doesn't want to mention it. But because of the silencer on the gun, they weren't able to hear him, and they didn't see the bullets ring through their feet, which allowed him to just get 2 and allow Remy and Favelet to rotate back over.
And we see again Briarcliff gonna go ahead and try and push that A side again. Nice location reveal for UNI.
UNI does now. There's 3 over by this Rebel site with the Tejo drone. They're just gonna hold over by Tree right now. Pop-Tart finds a lurk, gets 1 in the spawn. That's the thing with Lotus. You gotta be
there.
careful of the lurks, especially with 3-site map. And your defender can peek behind you while you're not looking and just shoot your back, and that's what Pop-Tart does best. That's fine.
Nice
So
pickup.
Riri. He sees the rest of them. Some awkward shots come out. Remy gonna find one with
Spike
his gun.
down A.
BCU just kind of getting stuck together. They just can't get out of it, getting harassed by this utility. Claps once more.
One enemy
Nearly
remaining.
loses his life. Round over, UNI's gonna be 2-0.
Big shout out to Remy there, only using the pistol there and picking up 3. So a good, using the ghost. Going 2-0 for UNI.
This map is made for Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart loves playing these lurks, and especially on a map where you can just walk through the defender spawn for free every single time and eventually find a pick. This is a legend stage for Pop-Tart, especially on Killjoy.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah, Pop-Tart does an excellent job on the KJ.
We're going to see how Pop-Tart's KJ solo hold goes on the C side now that they're pushing for Mound. They're just going to give the
Freight.
ult for free, it seems like.
Yeah, Freight using some of that initial utility there on the breach might be beneficial here on the C site take. As they go ahead and use some util there. Gonna go through. Freight with the Riri gets taken down. Lilith Bay, Mr. Sir
down,
Claps, and a
C.
whole host of members go down. It's gonna be a 3v3 on site C.
Trade do come out, but UNI only had 2 players. BCU had 3. Site's free, but they're not planting a bomb, especially with Favelet harassing the site. They can't really put a player on there without the head potentially getting taken off. Favelet trying to get the spray in the corner, but they offset the bomb so they can't spray the head. UNI now with 3v3 retake.
Yeah, Freight doing a nice job there, taking advantage of the situation, get the bomb plant. UNI now has to try and get this initial take. And the turret up now for the KJ.
KJ turret does find a few members, but doesn't do enough. They're just trying to stall the utility. BCU, Favelet enters on the site, finds one.
Player standing.
The stack up in the corner takes down UNI. BCU finds one. However, UNI still has a round lead.
Yeah, we kind of saw that last matchup when they were playing against Murray State, Murray State had an initial first 4 really good rounds, but slowly yet surely, UNI was starting to get a feel of how they play together. So here, seeing the 2-1 split early off, kind of expected here. It's going to be a close matchup between these two teams.
Seems like Remy as an operator, they might play aggressive over at Rebel. But again, Briarcliff just going to push for this mount, get this free ult orb. UNI's not testing anything. They're just trying to play utility stall back. This time, though, they do have the Viper sitting with the KJ.
And I really like this combination here on that short little entrance as Favelet off screen takes out Colby.
I'm not sure if Briarcliff's face is going to work. It sounds like a lot of footsteps. UNI is going to keep a player here, and it is up to Favelet over by Rebel to try and get a pick first. He might get caught trying to do some smokes.
Which is really interesting here to see the Clove play. Normally you didn't see that last semester, so I wonder if there was some changes that made Clove such a viable pick here on Lotus.
Right
I
there.
can't tell you, but I can tell you the new character Tejo, however you pronounce it, is quite overpowered, to say the least. A lot of utility, that can clear auto utility, and an ultimate that just clears everything out and gives a free sight. Quite hard to find. Favelet gonna get sprayed through the box, and Claps gets a trade, but he's only good for 1 of his low health. UNI gotta do a 3v4 retake on the A site. Oh, 3v3 retake. Excuse me.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and Freight's going to go ahead and get the plant down. He's going to go around back to A hut. Focus around tree there. And
Like
UNI is
all
going to
3
need
players
to...
of Briarcliff are huddled around tree right now.
And I wonder if UNI is going to notice that, Briarcliff kind of clumps up together on the 3v3 as Brimstone finally goes down there. Gets pretty low health.
wasn't sure about the ultimate use. UNI just kind of playing this late, so I get the
One
bomb
enemy
down. We'll
remaining.
keep it. Oh, okay. You
Imagine
know
if I
what?
died
Scratch
right
those
now.
words. Beef
So
Man clears
funny.
that tree and Pop-Tart clears out the back. Is there enough time on the bomb? I do believe so. UNI
No,
3-1, and they keep their operator too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Brew. It all comes down to timing and execution. And when you and I recognize with that brimstone, or excuse me, the brimstone util there out of tree, you and I is like, man, that's where all three of them were. We saw this on the last match where they kind of clumped up three together. So they had a really good multi-angle execution, got the 3-0 and got the defuse. You and I up 2.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was a strange ultimate use. And Remy gonna get one with the operator. I'm not sure if that hurt her last round. Pop-Tart tries to take space immediately, gets himself gunned down. And there goes the operator. Fright finds 2 over the C side. UNI now collapsing to try and get us back together, but the engines are coming out for BCU, just trying to get the bomb down.
Yeah, Freight doing a really good job there on the brimstone, kind of cycling through all their ultimates. Freight now with 3. Colby gets a plant. Favolet able to take out Freight though.
Favolet finds another shoulder. It's now 2v2. It's even up. It's up to Beefman and Favolet. You see her huddled over in the corner of the bomb. Smoke comes out. Beef finds another. Favolet's going to enter up the site by himself, gets his head taken off. It's up to Beefman in a 1v1. Favolet revives himself. Takes him down. Favolet carries UNI over to a round 4 victory. What a play coming out from Favolet on that clove.
Favolet back from the dead, getting it done with a 3K. Just enough time to get the defuse off, and UNI up 3. Looking a lot more comfortable this game than they did last game, Brew.
And Favolet recovers the operator. Remy back on the operator. We're going to see if we try and get her pick again. That was really smart. Nothing can word to A. They know they had a C-side aggression. UNI adjusted, put Remy on C, found a pick right away. However, that pick wasn't counteracted by some awkward KJ play, but we won't talk about that.
No, of course not. Us slander KJ? Never.
Clap
already here on-
C-side open.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to be a full push over Seaside as Briarcliff is going to take that space on C.
Favolet, no, there's a little bit lurking on B. He's going to clear his corners. Takes out not Colby. And that's now a 5v4. They're going to try and rotate through B quickly now that that player is down. Briarcliff trying to get on the B side for free, but UNI's ready to rotate on this B site, and are just kind of stuck in their own spawner now. Remy peeks out 1. The bomb is awkward, still waiting past through Hall. They can't get past the operator of Remy.
Mocha's going to be flashed for a little bit, gets tagged, has to dash through, gets taken out by Beefman. Beefman with 2, and a clean round for UNI.
Operator is finding the picks that's seen. That's good to see. And Briarcliff doing the best they can on an awkward buy. They try to make a quick play to B, but UNI was ready to just slam through the doors, clear out the B site, and remove everybody from pillars and main.
Yeah, I do like how Remy went down with that initial round with the operator. Really heads up play by Favolet to go ahead and pick it up, make sure you hand it off, and you get tons of eco save and an operator going into that next round, and it's paying off.
Hariri gets free on the site, and Claps finds 2 with his ultimate. He's going to find a 3rd with his gun, and going to be a tough round for Briarcliff to bring back.
Yeah, the Charger's kind of on the back heel, too, as the KO basically on 1 tap. Gonna have to force him to rotate around. Gets taken out by Pop-Tart.
The defender lurks. Like I stated, defender lurks. This is what Pop-Tart likes. And this map is known for it. Just pinch through pillars from the B site push. And that ultimate, not the ultimate actually, excuse me, but the utility, the grenade coming out from Claps decimates that Briarcliff attack and finds a 3rd of his gun. There's not much you can do but try and recover and hold your guns. And 6-1, UNI, great play so far, and 7 rounds passed.
what I want to see from Briarcliff going into this next match is that they need to execute more swiftly on their A take or their C take, whatever it is. We see Hariri here on the Raze. You need to utilize those bombs and that mobility a lot more if you want to kind of catch UNI off guard.
Spike down A.
Hariri takes out Clash before, but too late because he finds two. Ultimate comes out two. Beefman takes the head off Hariri now. It's 4 versus 2. All of BCU going through the tree on the side, but the bomb man stuck on tree with the B man lurk from behind, and now it's a game of cat and mouse. Price gonna try and be a one-man army, take down as many as he can.
Yeah, Frey gonna try and use the Brimstone, maybe not do the ult, but it's the op. Gonna finally take him down, and UNI doing an amazing job here, bro.
I think what BCU should do right now is take the ult orb on C every time. UNI has not shown really any aggression besides once with Remy's operator on the C site. I think for now their game plan should be get the ult orb and pivot off of that. Because ult orbs control this map especially, and taking a free one off Rebel should be a guarantee every time. Awkward buy for BCU. They're going to try and force an even awkward play by going for full-on B hit. Beefman by himself. Sees one, gets sniped with the Sheriff. Claps, stuck on Heaven, can't do much. Utility finds one,
Spike planted.
but this site is given up. Ultimate's going to come out. It's all up to Pop-Tart and Remy.
One enemy remaining.
Pop-Tart gets taken out. Remy trying to hold on to the operator for next round, it seems. Can't really push aggressively with the operator once you know what you're doing, and looks like he just wants to keep his cash up.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest play here. Now that bomb's planted, you have op. You maybe want to try and get a kill or two, but don't give up the op. Save the eco. Remy's doing a good job here.
That was, what I say, a great call from BCU. You know, awkward buy, just full force it. Just full send it. What do we have to lose? We're going to get guns next round. And out of it, UNI's weakness, a Thrifty, comes out.
Oh, but you get the shot on Mocha, so a little more income
cash
for
in the
UNI.
pockets.
Yeah. So you're able to buy, and, you know, when it comes to the econ kind of game here, you can see UNI definitely a lot higher. Of course, Lilith Bay has 6,400 in the bank, buying a Spectre. Still, I feel like UNI, they're able to read Briarcliff so well. So love to see how this is going to counteract here, as both teams are going to get aggressive.
Claps knows there's one. He's going to see behind. The Brimstone ultimate comes out. He's trying to get blind. It's quite awkward, but he does get taken down for a trade. Favela by himself, almost caught with utility, and trades it back out. UNI up a man down. BCU lit up. Favela keeps going in, but looks away at the last time.
Now UNI really needs to slow the pace. You're only up one body. You have the angles. The Pop-Tart's kind of flickering out and around, but an excellent job of engagement there for UNI. Pop-Tart, Beefman, get
This
it done.
duo of Favela and Claps has been unstoppable on this A site. I think Briarcliff needs to hit the chalkboard and just goes for a default. Stack 3A, 2C, or just something. You can't fully commit a team to one side on Lotus, especially because the default is a split attack.
Yeah, and I would almost want to think that BCU maybe want to go to a B push, because it kind of changes them up. And if you kind of look back in UNI's history, they don't hardly ever get to see a B plan. So if you want to get them off their rocker, that's how you do it.
BCU is adapted though. They recognize they can get to the corner of Rebel for free using 2 satchels, so they are going to take that position. But Remy snipes, sees this, and calls down an early rotate over from UNI. The door is going to also give off more players to crash it in, and there might just be a full-on 5 versus 5 clash for this A site.
You should run.
Yeah, nice kind of take there, but Favela able to pick up
Spike
2.
down A.
And UNI trying to go at it all angles. Swap to the shorty Favela. Why don't you?
I can't commentate that.
Last
What am I
round
supposed
in
to do? Just too much.
You're supposed to. You're supposed to say good job, Favlet. You know what? They always say it's a lot easier to switch to your secondary than to reload. And Favlet recognized that and got it done.
Oh my goodness, he had one bullet in the mag. He should have got his head taken off by that sheriff, but the Brimstone just retreats. They're just trying to get the Favlet's trying to get the KJ. He finds 3 out of it. He doesn't recognize his. Oh, UNI just an amazing team, up 9-2, going to round 12.
Yeah, gonna start thinking about halftime play, but considering that this is a pretty large difference, UNI kind of playing a little aggressively here, a little bit sloppy. Of course, Hariri does take out UNI's Vipers, so you got to be mindful of that as they're going to go ahead and push into the C.
Ooh, Faithless is going to get the ultimate and try and keep himself alive the best he can. He gets his life, but he hits one shot. The shots raining down at him made his gun spike all the way up and get a kill. Claps coming in from Waterfall. Pop-Tart finds 2. Claps find another. Pop-Tart finds one of his turrets. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Mocha finally takes down Pop-Tart. Mr. Sirclaps getting a little bought out, gets some information, brings out Mocha. Remy with the op. And Pop-Tart with 3.
Remy's operator has just been good for 1. It's kind of all you need. Be annoying, get 1. Go away, take it the best you can. UNI starting off their attacker side 10-2. One thing I do want to see out of BCU at the rear lacking is map control. I think the whole issue that they can't get any rounds is they do not keep map control and they send their team to 1 bomb site.
Yeah, I completely agree. And like you mentioned earlier, Brew, you know, you kind of have to do that even split on such a big map like Lotus. You really have to take up that middle space to get a lot of information, maybe split up the defenders. And of course, it doesn't help that UNI is also strong on defense. So BCU has to, you know, try something else here because whatever they're doing isn't quite working.
UNI gotta kind of do a 4-1. Gonna send Beefman up to B, try and do anything. They're just gonna play the 0-0 for now, I believe, on Mound over on C. Their footsteps are gonna alert KJ, but Clap's gonna enter on the site with some free satchel. C's open. Bomb might go down. It's going to be a 5v5 clash on the C site and just a pistol round.
Yeah, on the swap here, UNI looking for a strong defense here. Fable able to take out Freight.
Spike planted.
Mocha have to work back out and around. Spike will be planted on the C site. It's going to be a 4v4 retake.
2 players through Waterfall. 1 from the top of
One
C does clear
remaining.
out, and it's all up to Pop-Tart to try and keep this bomb down and planted. He does have the Sheriff. We'll see how that goes together. He takes Mocha down with 1 shot. He's just trying to play time, keep himself hidden. He knows that there might be 1 on bomb. Takes his head off. Pop-Tart, 1 man left to go. Does he get the clutch? He
Nice
caught off his
rotate.
knife.
Imagine if I
Unfortunate
died
there.
right now.
Right idea.
Time.
Getting on top of the boxes, of course.
The time.
Ooh. That was really close there. But again, like I said, Mocha did a really good job at reaction play on the top side. Sometimes it all just comes down to reflexes in a game like Valorant. And a really good comeback there on the initial round out of the swap.
I thought we had that. I was super excited. However, this game is going to get a little more prolonged. UNI on a low economy, just going to try and default, it seems, here. Do the best they can, try and get the bomb down, get a little more money in their pockets.
As you see him kind of stack up that B long side, I would be interested to see if they're going to maybe fake the B, rotate to C. Gonna see how it's going to play out. Very reactionary map.
Crash on the B side to get a kill off. The trade comes out. They're going to get a weapon too. Favlet, the man who's had the aim the whole night, picks up the weapon.
Spike planted.
Favlet finds 1 with his gun that he picked up off the ground. Remy on the side is going to get full blind and he can't do much. Favlet loses his weapon. Fright and Hariri taking down everybody except the Claps, and his head gets taken off too.
Yeah, I think that's why you don't really want to do a B push there. There's just so many angles that you have to be in control of. And when you just push up that B mid site, you have no information. So you don't know how many players are on A, how many are on C. So you kind of have to watch all corners at all times. And I think UNI did the right idea of going in aggressive, planning B, but the retake was really good for BCU. And they're currently up 2-0 out of the half.
They did what they needed to do. They just needed to get the bomb down for money. They got that down. They took a few heads with them. They just needed the cash. And that's what that round was about. And UNI is successful getting some cash for a full buy this round.
Yeah, it always has to come out.
We'll see if he finds the KJ. Finds the KJ. What a nuisance. Sir Claps. King of the
He's definitely been the
seaside.
hot. Yeah, I was going to say, he's been the hot hand tonight, especially on that raise. Using those C4 jumps and that mobility. And catching so many players out with that quick initial
Oh, Claps.
And he's got 3. He's going to look for the ace here. He's creeping there, but Pop-Tart. Yeah, Pop-Tart able to go ahead and seal the deal. And UNI going up 11-4.
I mean, Flava and Claps popping off like this, it's kind of hard to control. 11 assists,
Yeah, it really
17
is.
kills. That is some insane stats from Favolet.
Yeah, and Favolet, if Favolet has a good game, UNI is going to have a good game. The same could be said about Beefman. Beefman's been really quiet. We haven't been saying his name that much this round, but their synergy that they're able to play off of Mr. Sir Claps and Remy. Of course, Remy didn't have the op. That's how UNI really got to this 11-4 here, is that initial op that Remy had. So, good job by the Panthers.
Uh-oh, Favolet gets traded out, but he uses his ultimate to revive himself back up. Right.
Last player standing.
Yeah, Frayed able to go ahead and get 4. He's going to be looking for the ace against Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart gets blinded, and he's wanting it. Can't get it. This Pop-Tart gets 2. He's looking for a 3rd.
Oh, Pop-Tart. Get the bomb. Get the bomb. Please just get the bomb, Pop-Tart. Find a bomb. The sites are free. Pop-Tart has complete control over where to go right now. He's just going to keep control of this view through A. Over by Rebel, he doesn't know where the other person is, taking it slow, just playing it smart. Pop-Tart just trying to make money out of dirt right now, off a play, off a round that shouldn't even have happened. It's all up to
Got
Pop-Tart.
Freight right in his tracks and got 3 right off the bat. And Pop-Tart, being slow and steady, has to force the Astra to rotate around. It's going to be a plant. Now you got to get to a spot and wait.
Offside play, all the utility in the world. This is a KJ's dream. Ultimate comes out to just try to secure it.
Using some of those smokes. Typically put those smokes down where defenders are, so you take away their vision.
Need that back.
Colby's going to go ahead, rotate out, back in the round. Will Pop-Tart see him? He's going to rotate around. Cat and mouse, rotate. Clutch for Pop-Tart.
That should not have happened. BCU should not have dropped that round. It was Fright looking for the ace. And suddenly his head gets taken off, and 1 by 1, BCU becomes a shooting gallery from Pop-Tart.
Did a really good job, Pop-Tart coming up clutch. And as you can kind of see there, Pop-Tart now takes the leaderboard, 19-7-1. What a play. And now UNI looking for their match point right here.
Also, because of that play, BCU, awkward economy. They do have some mid-tier weapons, but it's not what you want.
No peeking.
They're gonna play entry on the side, just get some free entry. And they're gonna rotate over to the C side, it seems. They recognize where all the players are, and it's all up to BC's KJ to try and get someone down, just take a head, get a trade. And BCUs, they're not rotating over in time. UNI just going to have the C-side for free. Vela's going to take down Mocha after he takes down Claps. And here's a 4v4 retake. UNI is looking to secure this map.
Fablet going to go ahead and push down that C connector. Gets a nice angle as Frayed is kind of cut off from his team. It's going to be 3 members of BCU on the bottom side.
BCU gets control of Mound, but they got to get through the arch. Fablet takes down Frayed. Remy off an off angle, and Beefman finds another. Colby can't do much. UNI, a dominant Lotus, a comfortable Lotus. The map
That
pick.
moment is gone. But it'd be cool, oh. Now we are here. Here.
This isn't right.
Wrong settings.
I
Yep,
should probably
wrong
play
setting.
some
I think
stars
they
in the astral
set
plane.
them wrong.
should
So
do.
this should be.
Well,
This is a UNI win.
This is a UNI win. Back to what I was on. UNI takes Lotus 13-4 in dominant fashion. Fava and Claps unstoppable on the A site. Pop-Tart with the clutch. You jam it down their throats. UNI starts off this preseason tournament 1-1, making it through the lower bracket.
Yeah, so they are going to go ahead and have to play another match. It is either going to be against Pace University. The winner of match 50 is essentially, or excuse me, the loser of match 50, and it either is going to be Pace University or Northern Arizona University. Why don't you go ahead and send us to break, Brew?
Before I do send this break, I will say League OS has been a bit tricky. While the ETA should be around 9, I would say do come back probably in 20 minutes or 20 minutes at 9:15, and we'll see if the round is up. Stay tuned in chat with our moderator updates to keep you guys attached. UNI 1-1 the preseason tournament. One more match to go. Catch you cats later.
Hello, UNI Panther fans and Valorant fans alike. Welcome back to the final match of the Spring 2025 preseason. Your UNI Panthers from Cedar Falls, Iowa, will play against Pace University Setters from Pleasantville, New York. UNI is coming off of a dominant win against Briarcliff, who went 13-4 in that last matchup, where Pace is coming off of a heartbreaking loss against Northern Arizona University, 13-10. It all comes down to this on your Monday night. My name is Hunter. In the booth with me is Brewer Dog. Thank you for joining us. Brew, how you doing?
Doing all right. Just making some quick changes to stream to make sure I get the score and team names right. Just don't want to swap like last time.
Looking.
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it again.
We got Lotus, which coming off of that dominant win against BCU, of course, UNI 13-4, 10-2 at the half. And as you can kind of see, if you were here for match number 2, a very similar setup. Looking at our starters here for UNI, it's going to be Favelet, Pop-Tart, Mr. Sir Claps, Remy, and Beefman, while the setters are going to be looking at Kimmy, Bongo, Icken, Caesar Boulin, and Gilbert. And already starting off with go ahead, Brew.
Deadlock. A deadlock.
I was just going to say that.
I mean, Gecko's not
like
unusual for this map, but Deadlock.
Which Deadlock is actually really good on a defensive side, and considering that they're attacking first, maybe they're going to be leaning more on that second half gameplay. But seeing UNI go again with the Raze, the Clove, the KJ, the Viper, the Tojo, I still feel like UNI, who is a very strong defensive team, can get it done here.
Totally agree. I'm not sure if we'll see the domination we had last map, and we are totally setting up UNI to get VOD reviewed and never get Lotus picked again. But we will persevere. 5 seconds left to go. We'll see what kind of control Pace goes for. They're going to go for what looks like just a full-on A hit against UNI's defenses.
Hey, I'm just saying UNI is above 50% on Lotus so far. Just saying.
Is it a passing grade, though? Oh, wait, it's a new season. So. Yes, it's the passing grade, 100%.
I was going to say. Yeah, it's 1-for-1. 1-for-1 in the preseason. You want to be technical. And already initially, Pace is going to go ahead and push that A side over onto Lotus. Kimmy, Gilbert, kind of working that angle as UNI is going to kind of look to heaven. And a rotate coming out now to B side.
Looks like Pace University tried faking A. They're going to the Gecko behind to try and get a lurk, and they're going to get successful off of that. Pop-Tart gonna just get sniped down B side. Love UNI. Kind of up in this heaven spot. They're stuck with this Deadlock utility. They can't quite break through it. And it's up to Clash to clutch up the Frenzy and can't quite get the accuracy down. Pace University takes quite a planned out attack side for victory in their pistol round.
Yeah, that's the one thing that UNI really needs to work on is their B defense. We saw teams who were successful against UNI in the past really play that B plant very well. And we kind of see how successful Pace was to do it here. Of course, if Mr. Sir Claps maybe had a classic, maybe we'd be looking at it a little bit longer round 1. But nonetheless, Pace up 1-0.
Seems like Pop-Tart's going to be a little aggressive on this mound site. We kind of saw in the last round that UNI kind of stayed back, and that just allowed Pace to overrun the site and allow a B rotate. Pace going to take control of the ult orb and the mound. We're going to see Darius get something going with his utility to get a stop.
Man's going to get out of the util, try to take out the Raze. Can't. Nice to Bongo.
Darius low on health. He did get pieced a little together by Beefman and Pop-Tart, but now this whole squad is trying to attack from the top of C, and nothing's working out. Just some sheriffs and pistols. Pop-Tart trying to get some damage on him. You can't do much. We're going to see Remy try and go through Waterfall. Nothing's going to come out of that. Pop-Tart whiffs his shot.
Last player standing.
Mr. Circlaps again with the frenzy, gets traded out by Prada. Prada picks up 2, and that's going to be a quick 2-0 for Pace University.
Pace University. Do I say it? I think I say it.
Go ahead.
Really picking up the pace so far on this attack side. They haven't really been slouching at all. Kind of like the previous players we had on the last attack side. When they commit to a bomb site, it's full go. They don't slow down. They just commit to it and they go hard. And they've had really good entries on this site, which is why they've been successful in these first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think the one thing, it's now forcing UNI into a bye, and they're going to play a 2-3 defense. Kind of want to see someone more along that B side to get the extra angles. And Pace here, kind of working up the B. They're going to do that again.
UNI is B side open and Pace just going onto that B side. Darius going to enter him shotgun to find nothing with it so far. Beam is just getting harassed while his utility, the deadlock, he gets taken down. They're just holding the site. UNI falls 1 by 1. Pop-Tart's going to find one through the door, but he's pieced together pretty well.
Yeah, Remy kind of doing a last effort
Last
there
player
with the picked up Spectre. Unfortunately, gets taken out by Prada. And Pop-Tart down to 1 hit. It's going to be a 1v2 on this retake.
Can't do much when you give away your position. You're just one shot like that. Pace 3-0 now. UNI got to be in a little awkward bye here, trying to get a 4th or keep them at bay.
Yeah, big shout out to Prada there, getting the early kills, and I think Pace, can I say it now? They're setting the pace on how they want to initiate the attacks, kind of what we saw against Murray State. UNI needs to recognize this, get aggressive, and get them on the back heel.
Gonna see a little C-site mount aggression coming out, clapping their hide behind it. They do know from that utility that there are players behind Mound. They're going to push them away, try and find this ult or UNI. 4 players committed to the C-site Mound right now.
Nice to see UNI's Viper on the A side, of course, as Favourite is going to go ahead and take out Kimmy.
Would you see, though, that Pace is sending one down over to A, over to lobby to try and grab some information, some map control, watch alerts coming out. As UNI just holds Mound to just stop the attackers from getting any more space. We do see that Darius is getting a lot of information over by this A lobby, and a rotate is slowly happening from this Pace squad. UNI catches that. They're going to push over to the B side to try and give Beefman a little more support.
Yeah, I think the big thing is utilizing that connector there, trying to take off space as Beefman is going to go ahead and put up the wall, take away some of that vision through that A main.
Favourite is on a... Oh, Beefman gets one with his shotgun. Favourite is on a bit of a lurk here. We do see Remy's going to come out to the door. They do know what's entry. Favourite gets one off his lurk, and this Pace squad is just getting pinched right now. Prada recognizes the lurk, but his shots don't connect. It's up to Pace to try and get a bomb plant down in 20 seconds, just save their lives and their guns.
Yeah, Prada's going to have to rotate against into Remy. Remy able to pick up Prada. Less than 10 seconds now. And Gilbert needs to plant.
I think Gilbert's just going to try and save his weapon. Not enough time to get there. Even he's just full sprinted. Gilbert going to find one. UNI finds a thrifty.
Yeah, Gilbert able to pick up 3 there. Kind of making what you could out of nothing. And looking at the ultimate economy right now, I would expect Pace University to start using a little bit more here as they kind of initiate, try and make this 2-round deficit even larger.
Yeah, I do want to say, what you and I really left out last Lotus was they were just giving up the ult orb on C for free. And Pace was taking control of that. UNI sees that, they play mount aggression, they control the ult orb, they find a pick off of it, and they win the round. UNI just letting a solo KJ hold and give up the ult orb for free again. The Gecko ult comes out, just trying to get some information, maybe get a pick if somebody lags behind, but the bomb's on site. UNI has a 5v5 retake.
Spike planted.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They're kind of giving up these early site plans, and UNI really needs to focus on these angles on retakes.
No peeking.
My territory, my
The
room.
utility is going to be used up on that C site, and ultimate comes out.
Pace
And
used
Prada is
all
gonna-
their ultimates. It would be crazy to lose that.
Yeah, and that was a lot of commit, if you ask me. Of course, Gilbert takes out Favelet. Beefman faking the defuse. Mr. Sirclap finds two. Looking
Gonna
for a
get the
third.
Not enough time.
And this would
trying
be-
to get into kills.
Unfortunate.
That could have been something. A lot.
You know,
That's a lot of ultimate use for just one round.
yeah, that I still think that even though that was heavily committed there by Pace, I feel like UNI actually kind of won that in a way because of all the ults that were committed on that C point. Now UNI is winning the with 2, and Pace has none.
We're going to see in next 8 rounds how UNI is going to end up using their ultimate, especially because they know they'll be low. The economy is a bit shaky though coming into this round 6. UNI just going to allow a free C ult orb, but again, got Beefin, the Viper, by himself on the C site, crashing down yet again. We get an entry out of Darius. C site's open.
UNI's going to rotate around.
Pop-Tart's not good for one. They're recognizing they're watching their backs now. Phelan finds one, however. Beefin by himself with the shot. He gets his head popped off, but damage is done. UNI got to play an awkward entry from the mound. Class get caught picking up all these guns. Fablet just ultimate's head taken off. Pace 5-1.
Yeah, UNI is giving up that C space a little bit too early. I did like the flank. If UNI is going to go ahead and get this, okay, so you get the trade with Kimmy. You encroach a little bit more on that C main side past the mound. Maybe Beefman hits a shot or two. Of course, I'm asking a lot of ifs, but I feel like some of these engagements aren't what UNI wants when they re-engage and going for the retake, and I think that's what's causing them this 4-round deficit.
I think what would be really helpful for UNI is to just get aggressive on either the A or the C site, especially because when they found that pick, they found great success in that round. Bongo gonna shut me up right away. Just get a pick and collapse. Already down a man in what should be a full gun round. It's not what you want from UNI.
Yeah, Pop-Tart's going to have to wait in the wings, and UNI up at 7 as Pace is going to go ahead and rotate to B through the A-Link.
Pop-Tart's gonna get harassed by all this utility. Favelet does have a lurk on them. We'll see if they recognize it. You see the bomb plan go down. He's gonna take out the Omen. Pop-Tart's gonna find the Gecko. Bomb plan's gonna go down. A few awkward shots. Favelet controls the round. The pinch between Favelet and Pop-Tart gets UNI to a 2-7.
Of course, when Mr. Sirclaps goes down, Pop-Tart, Favelet, get it done. If you look at the regular season of last year, of course, Mr. Sirclaps on top with 313 kills. But following up close behind, it's going to be Pop-Tart and Favelet, 240 and 169. So great job of that duo stepping it up here.
UNI is still trying to get a hold of the economy, but they do have a lot of ultimates that are yet to be used in this round. You do question when are they going to start using that to get some holds. That was a great play by Favelet. They recognize a lacking part that I didn't even mention myself was there was no defender alert. This Lotus map depends on at least a lurk coming out from the defenders onto the attacker spawn. Favelet found a lurk, pinched them together on the B site, found a round win.
Here's another hard B push there to B main. Fablet's gonna catch out 2!
Spike down B.
Could have found more too, however, good for 2 is what you need. This Pace squad is stuck over by this BC door. The Viper Pit is now allow them to rotate over to C. We're going to see Pop-Tart kind of rotate through this defender spawn now to try and get a pinch on this Pace squad as they're stuck on the B site.
Blocking movement.
Yeah, Prada's going to go ahead and realize through that link area is going to have to rotate out and around Pop-Tart. It's going to get 2v1. Darius goes ahead and gets the kill.
Clap's going to whittle down this deadlock barrier. They do have the bomb. They might go back to hit him B.
I think that might be the only play that Pace has right now as Prada takes out Remy, and it's going to be a 2v2 retake. UNI staring down the barrel.
Faylet's playing to go to waste. UNI, what was a strong start to the 8th round, falls apart on the B site. Pop-Tart unable to get a successful lurk. Pace triples their lead.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing that I think UNI will go back and watch in the VOD review, is how that B site kind of came into shambles. And I think the one thing to kind of know is you did the right idea of getting the pinch. You just need to communicate a little bit more, coordinate more of the angles, and you'll probably get a successful pinch. But because you get some of those miscued timing, you ultimately pay for it.
Clapsic's caught out a little bit, but they are being aggressive through this double push. That's what you like to see. We do see their Omen is keeping an eye on alert because they're aware that UNI hasn't been aggressive now. However, the squad is staying over by A lobby. Bongo peeks out a little bit damage there. Claps tries the ultimate, gets shut down. Oh no.
And that's got to be frustrating. Mr. Sir Claps, you know, is usually good for one on the ult. Sometimes he misses, but usually he's good for that. But not getting the chance is frustrating.
Remy is going to find one from heaven. We do see two of the players over by tree. Gecko is going to get the bomb plant down. Baseman with a shot and just hiding behind the barrier. The deadlock catches him looking the wrong way. It's up to Remy down in hell in the pit. He's trying to get something done. He's worth somebody push over to heaven. It's going to be awkward. He gets one to semi. Bomb plant still yet to go down. B-Fan was able to take out the Gecko before it went down. It's just a 2v2. Defender Killjoy comes out, stalls it out, and it's all up to Gilbert to try and get a bomb down to keep his life.
Fablet able to pick up Kimmy, which is huge. It's going to force a 2v1 now, and the bomb plant is down. Pop-Tart able to take out Gilbert. Nice round by UNI.
That KJ ultimate came out clutch. Caught Gilbert trying to escape, couldn't get on in a nick of time. UNI finds a free round off a nice KJ ult coming out from Pop-Tart.
Yeah, so UNI trying to shorten up the deficit. 6-3 for Pace. UNI doing a good job at kind of getting the response here, and the way that Pace is set up, they're going to look at that C push. I would almost be curious to see if they're going to rotate over to B side.
UNI gonna stack two players on the C side. They're ready for some aggression. Seem like Pace do want to get the ult orb yet again. UNI just gonna let it happen. Pop-Tart and B followed in the C side by himself. We do see Fablet over to B. But the Gecko ult is gonna confirm that they are gonna go for a full C hit. Dingus finds one. Pop-Tart trades out for two. Equal again. Fablet loses his lights up to Pop-Tart to keep the C-side clean. He finds the third. Remy finds one with his utility, and Gilbert by himself on this B site.
It's going to be a 1v1. Gilbert on essentially a tap, and no bomb either.
This is a lot of time to work with. Ultimate gonna come out. He's gonna retrieve the bomb. Pop-Tart recognizes the ultimate's available, and he's making a quick rotate over to A. Gilbert gonna have a lot of time to find a position and play with, while Pop-Tart sprinting over to the A side the best he can. Even though Gilbert is low on health, he is gonna have the attack on Pop-Tart. We'll see what happens when he pounces.
Yeah, the big thing here is the health difference. Pop-Tart with a full shield and full health. Fake the plant, get the shot, win the round. That's kind of what we're looking at.
Tree. He has a turret ready. We'll see if he fakes the plant. Gilbert knows it's a fake, catches the lake. He knows where Gilbert's at, but Gilbert may have just given away the position, and Pop-Tart gets his head sniped off. Gilbert clutches it up. Pace 7-3.
And UNI played that exactly how you should have there. Pop-Tart did a valiant job trying to fake out the plant. Right idea. And the thing that is difficult is that he knew he was on heaven. You had the leg poke out. Just really good mechanics play by Gilbert.
That was an amazing play to use the Omen teleport to pick up the bomb, go to the A side for free. Pop-Tart, quite unfortunate. One shot to the leg. And Gilbert stuck on one health. That was quite cheeky coming out from Panther Esports.
Yeah, they're getting these shots down, and they're winning these engagements as they're going to go ahead and push full A.
Would you see
Darius.
Darius gets an entry, but he's going to get a little attached up by Favorite Sheriff. Beefman hiding in no smoke, trying to stop the C attack from coming out so fast. UNI struggled with so recently. Razor Remy's going to go down, claps on a shotgun, just waiting for somebody to peek him quick. The shot misses. Beefman on the shorty. UNI gets ripped apart. It's flawless for this Pace squad.
Yeah, I think at that point there, Pace just really knows what they're going to roll into. Of course, they rolled into A pretty quickly and just really high on the mechanics. UNI not playing mechanically to their best ability, and you can kind of see that in the 1v1 kind of matchups. They're getting frustrated. They need to communicate, and they need to focus on the next round.
They've also struggled a lot on their full buy rounds. They've had very little success on the full buy rounds, and when your economy is just like pistol, half buy, full buy, pistol, half buy, full buy, it's really hard to get some momentum on this site. However, Pop-Tart is going to get a nice little snipe on this Mount site.
And UNI usually capitalizes on these first bloods. Would like to see it come out on a win on this round.
Claps is going to get a lurk over to B. We are seeing the Gecko is checking his corners. He is where his lurk can come out. Claps stops the gun first, takes his head, finds a second, probably a third, maybe a fourth. Mr. Sir Claps. Oh my goodness. What an amazing lurk coming out from Sir Claps himself.
Switching sides.
313 last semester, picks up 4, add it to the total. Mr. Sir Claps, if that was a moral victory, even if UNI wins today, you got to be feeling good on that 4K rotate.
That looked great. That's an adrenaline rush. Mr. Sir Claps, we'll see if he can contain that momentum into headshot in these people now that he's on the attacker side. UNI, we'll see what they do. We have no idea what this Pace squad could bring out. If they know anything, watch your flank.
Yeah, I think what UNI is going to need to worry about here is the deadlock. Of course, when the deadlock ultimate comes out, that's essentially a free kill on site. So UNI will have to be mindful of that going into the later rounds. UNI down 4 in the game.
UNI gonna kind of default a little bit on this pistol side. Actually, they're just send Favelet by himself over to this B site. Seems like Pace is kind of just quickly rotating over to this A site. They believe it's gonna be a hit due to the utility coming out from UNI so far. Favelet sees one in B heaven. He might just go ahead and smoke it off. UNI slowly working up the A site with their bomb.
They're gonna rotate that
Claps.
A site, and they're gonna push hard right through tree.
Claps gonna try to get an entry, get the satchel. Snipes one off the top, sees one. He didn't see the head in heaven. He didn't see the guy in heaven. Pop-Tart does get the guy out of heaven though with his share of Favelet. Now rotate him back. He didn't get anything off his lurk, but there is a Gecko lurking behind him. Gonna go through B wall.
Yeah, you gotta be mindful of that heaven placement. Remy off site. It's gonna take off Bongo. Long shot for Favelet, taking down Prada. UNI kind of turning on the heat here in the second half.
Hemi is going to get good for one, but Beefman takes him down with his own ghost. UNI going to have to begin their comeback, starting with the pistol round victory they just found.
Yeah, if UNI can go 2-0 starting this off, you shorten up that deficit now down to 2. Has to force the buy. You'll have the eco win. This next round is so important, Brew.
I'm not liking the buy so far, but we'll see what happens. Maybe Pop-Tart's saving some money to buy an operator, or...
I mean, considering that Remy is good for one op kill, especially what we've seen today against BCU, maybe that's the play.
Not what you want to see.
Beefman, though, not what you want to see, but Bongo does get traded out by Beefman. Unfortunately, Favelet had to go down. And Mr. Sir Claps now down to 50% health.
That was a nice, cheeky little corner hide right there to get the head off of him. Claps does see the Omen in the corner. He is going to fall off and wait for his team to come back. Pop-Tart is going to find the person in A over here as UNI works through tree.
Yeah, UNI is doing a really good job. Raging Remy getting lots of information here using the Tojo util. But Kimmy able to pick up Pop Tart off screen. Remy gonna go ahead and get the plant.
Last
Kimmy
player
picking
standing.
2. Remy, though, finally taking down Darius. Gonna try and find Kimmy. Kimmy gets Remy, has 3 on the round.
Right there.
And it's going to be weapons free before the defuse.
That is not what you want to see. UNI yet again struggling with what should be an easy win against this Thrifty. Yet again comes back to bite them. 2 pistol kills is something that should not happen when you have weapons like UNI did.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, right? Is now your eco is significantly hindered compared to the guns that Pace has, and I feel like UNI is going to struggle the next couple of rounds because of it.
Favorite at the top of the leaderboard yet again. You do question, what is UNI going to do to help back up the support of Favorite? UNI just going to work on this mound with their frenzy of claps. We might see him statue onto the C site, but that does seem dangerous. We'll see if they pull back. Door rings out. Fela just trying to get some utility to come out. There be some bullets. Smoke drops.
Dropping a smoke.
Deadlock. Just gonna ring out a few bullets. Gonna find nothing. Beefman gets caught out in this lurk, and Fela gets his head taken off over being aggressive at C door. Pop-Tart in an awkward gunfight gets his head removed. It's up to Remy.
Yeah,
Claps.
Yeah, you kind of prolonged that gunfight a little bit too much. Maybe not necessarily what you want to take. And going down into a 2-5 plant on A, maybe be not the best situation. You're going to have to clutch it out from here.
Darius does see that Remy. He does hold on sight. Claps. Gets one with his frenzy. We'll see if they keep going to this B side. They're going to get smoked out by utility and absolutely blinded. Bongo's just going to clear them out along with his friend Prada. 10-5 pace.
Yeah, I think UNI is going to need to go back to the drawing board. Great thing about placements is that you get so much information about how to better address situations. And considering that pace is a little bit higher on the skill level, you're going to learn so much from a better team, and a lot that UNI can gain from this down 5.
I do think UNI need to start learning to pick up the pace, especially because they do not want to get to the point where the economy is shattered and they still can't do much.
And here UNI is going to play a little strong with the Viper wall. He's going to bring it down. Darius going to go ahead and take out Sir Claps with 2.
He is aware of the wall being open. He finds a third. Ace out 1. You're gonna go for the ace at this point. You gotta watch your back. He knows he's behind him. Claps with the ace.
Mr. Sir Claps getting it done. Awesome job. Go ahead, spray paint it. Again, going with the moral victories. You get the 4K on the rotate. You get the ace. Maybe not the greatest team game, but individually, Mr. Sir Claps having a heyday.
That is 2 rounds so far in this map, one solely off of Claps fragging out.
Yeah, I wonder if UNI might need to lean on him just a little bit more, try and come back from this 4-game deficit. You got the Raze ultimate you could maybe play with too.
Darius gonna get aggressive on the mound, recognizes 1, gets his defense head, takes out Favelet. He's not gonna trade it, he finds the ultimate. UNI gonna get harassed, maybe taken down by this ultimate coming out. Remy keeps his life, just dodges the rocket. Darius gets taken down finally by his pseudo other Claps. However,
to kind of
good
pick
for
up
3 is
the
not what
pieces.
you need.
No, unfortunately not. And now UNI down the bomb carrier, down 2, and gonna get pinched out and spawn.
Claps hears the footsteps, prepares for the deadlock. He knows there's going to be more pushing. He sees a gunshot comes out from the get-go. Is he ready for the swing from his right? He's not, but he does fall back. Pop-Tart is getting an alert coming out over through Rebel to the A site. Claps working like a spider. Pop-Tart is the web.
One enemy remaining.
Done.
Pop-Tart able to pick up 2. Really nice play. Mr. Circlaps with the ultimate. Gonna try and get the kill confirm on Gilbert.
Last player standing.
Spike down, C.
Now it comes down to Pop-Tart. He gets it. And UNI making something out of nothing. The first initial kills by Darius. And UNI coming back to win that?
My heart stopped a little bit. Oh my goodness. That was amazing lurk coming out from Pop-Tart, and the communication between him and Claps to just pull them into the B site more as they try and drown him out. Pop-Tart finds a lurk and shoots somebody in the back of the head and starts off that round victory. Round 18, UNI working down from 3 rounds, have to get up to get to 12 before Pace does.
Yeah, they need to play aggressive here, and you start off strong. Pop-Tart getting the headshot on Darius.
UNI free ult orb off this A main, as they do have Gilbert and Tree slowly pushing out. They look like they might make a door play here, though, as they're going to smoke it out. Gilbert's kind of ready for it. Pop-Tart going to get caught with his back behind him. The bomb's down, and UNI in recovery phase.
Gotta get a grenade kill. Nice job by Mr. Circlaps. Unfortunately goes down. And a thrifty for Pace. Man, that could have gone either way, bro.
UNI, just, I can't explain it. Just some mentality changes on thrifties that makes them lose. And the lesser weapons should be not a hard bid for a UNI squad.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, bro. I think UNI just plays a different kind of recklessness, and
Keep it cool.
I don't know.
That's how
Is
you
it?
survive.
Does it have to play with the big win coming off of BCU that they're kind of getting a little careless? Do you think?
I wouldn't say that. I would say, like, because even in BCU, there's a thrifty ran in BCU or 2 in BCU. They just change how they play on these thrifty rounds when they have a full buy.
Prada gonna go ahead and get the first pick on the Favelit. Prada picks up 2. Kimmy, Pop-Tart, Beefman. Everybody's going down, and it's just going to leave UNI with another round loss.
Match
What
point.
looked like was going to be a momentum swing from UNI. Pace Esports comes out, gets a thrifty, and puts them on over. 5 rounds needed for overtime. UNI need to change their pace of game in order to find this overtime.
Yeah, I think the one thing that they need to do is they need to find a site. They need to force it. And Pace has been able to read them like a book. They know when they're going to do the A tree push. They know when they're going to do the C push. Maybe change it up. Go to that B push. Maybe you might catch them off.
Missiles away.
Pop-Tart finds ahead of Darius. He's going to try and get a little more space from this B site. UNI does have control of Mound, but they're not going to be too zealous to push on the C site before they get the ult orb. Door comes out. Pop-Tart is going to see the C site by itself. UNI going to leave Favelit behind just in case alert comes out.
I do like to rotate over to C site.
I do think, though, all these footsteps, Island and Pace know that they can still go to the C site. KJ ult is going to come out. Favelit is going to make some awkward shots. Can't find it. Claps call it with the name. Pop-Tart does take out Prada at least. Going to spray through the ult. And Claps finds one of his nade after some awkward shot. Claps low on health. Snipes one out. Knocking it down. Pop-Tart for 3. Pop-Tart going to go for the 4th Pop-Tart. It's taking this team to a whole nother level. Pop-Tart pushes UNI to an 8th round win off the gunshot of Favelit.
Yeah, Favelit doing a good job supporting Pop-Tart right there. Of course, as long as you kind of got the core members kind of playing at their high level, UNI could come back from this. Would love to see Beefman get more involved here. And Remy, of course, we haven't seen the Remy op at all today. Or I guess not all this round, or this match. And I feel like that might be what is causing this, but like you've mentioned, Brew, the thrifty plays, their econ, it's only kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
Collapse back to the corner of main. Pops are going to sit over by C for a lurk. We're going to see them slowly try and work up this A rebel. They've had a whole lot of trouble getting through this with A main. Pops are keeping an eye on the lurk as Favourite try and works up A main control. They've had trouble with this door over here on B. Clap's gonna open the door. He's gonna get deafened. He can't do much. His head gets taken off. Favourite still trying to hold his corner, keep an eye on this B door.
You need to stop committing utilities. You need to rotate out. Now the bomb is down. Bongo taking out Beefman. Favourite gets the trade. Favourite gets the res on himself. Back from the dead. Has to get out and around. Gets the kill on Prada. Looking for 2.
We'll see though, because Pace does have this lurk coming out from Kimmy. Remy does not seem to be aware that there could be a lurk coming out. Maybe Favourite knows this whole UNI squad is not watching their back.
Interesting to see
for the
Kimmy with the
P.
Ares.
Remy takes the head.
Remy does a nice job with the rear guard, and that's going to be a rotate out and around. And Darius knows it too.
Just a racer to C site. It's up to Remy. Try and get control. Both of them aren't full health, but so is Darius. You got to get the bomb protector down. Waterfall smoked off. We'll see what it does. Remy snaps on over to Darius. Gets a 9th for UNI.
Able to go ahead and get the plant off for that extra cash. And UNI starting to come back from this. I like the aggression that they're playing with, Drew.
That A main is devilish for this UNI squad. A lot of things collapse. Gunshot bullets fly everywhere. It is a hurricane on the A main side. UNI has to learn to control that if they want to find overtime on this map.
Yeah, and it's all going to come down one round at a time. Pace back into match point again.
Darius going to try and pop some heads with the smoke. Doesn't do so, and it immediately opens up B door. Meanwhile, Pop-Tart finds the lurk and takes down Kemi, who's awkward with the outlaw.
Which that's actually good value there, taking the outlaw out.
UNI back on
about
this
that
A
lurk.
main. Fire 7 through the smoke. They are where B door's open. We do see Gilbert is ready to play this tree. In case the door opens, Gilbert's going to retreat.
UNI again playing heavy-handedly on that A tree side. I do like the KJ lurk on B. Ace is going to rotate around topside heaven.
UNI have plenty of time to play with it. Don't have to commit to this A side, but utility does come out from Toho. Labs takes a hit off Gilbert before losing some to himself.
Yeah, really good play there too. Beefman picking up Bongo. It's going to be a 5v1.
30
and
seconds
I believe
left.
UNI is just going to plant the B site and try and see what Prada can do.
Great round from UNI. Pop-Tart finds his one lurk, keeps his life. That's what you need. If you're going to be the lurker, get a kill, keep your life, hold position.
Yeah, UNI doing a great job here. Kind of doing what Pace did earlier on in the round. Just kind of play aggressive, play the engagements that they want to play, and of course they're getting the right executions when they need to late. So, of course, you can kind of look at some of these rounds and be like, well, UNI could have had 1 or 2 more of these, and it's finally falling to them.
Beware, beware. Pace is not on a full buy. UNI, do not squander this. Round 20, round 23.
Still match point again. Mr. Sirclap's putting down some information. Prada, who has the deadlock ult and kind of been holding on to it all match long, waiting for the right time to use it. Now might be the time to use it if UNI gets a plant on C.
Seems like Pop-Tart hears the footsteps of this gecko lurking behind, just trying to make sure nobody stabs into the back. Pace slowly working through the C door too.
Darius does take out Beefman.
Pop-Tart looking the wrong way. Kimmy is good on their lurk. UNI down 2. Collapse trades with the Rays, but it's up to the final 2 members of Resi. And the deadlock ult gets Favourite. UNI
Last player
And that's probably exactly what they were trying to say here is Prada. And Meremi trying to take out 2. He finds 2.
30
It's going to be a
seconds
2v1. And can't get it
Defenders
done.
Win.
UNI. The economy is not in their favor. Pace Esports, when their guns are down, their round is up. Cannot find a win off these half buys, these econs. UNI gotta get something together there. If you're on a full buy, you cannot be losing it against Sheriffs.
Yeah, I think that's the tough thing, like you kind of mentioned, Brew, is that the thrifty play that UNI kind of just plays a little bit careless, or maybe they're not predicting what Pace is kind of doing on with some of those buys or placements, so they kind of get caught off guard, it seems like, and they're not quite ready for it, and Pace coming out on top.
UNI, like, we had some great fragging going on, but when they lose the control from the Lurkoff Pop-Tart, they lost the control of the map and nobody will be watching their back. And they just lost important rounds they should not be losing. You can't carry your momentum if you're losing your full buys.
Yeah, I think that's the toughest thing there. And as you can kind of see, you know, there was a couple rounds where it was just like 1 or 2 UNI members against 1 or 2 Pace University members. And UNI would kind of lose those trades or lose those interactions. And I feel like if we had 1 or 2 fall to our side, maybe we'd be pushing into overtime. More specifically, like there was a couple B pushes that